So as we were talking about, so here's a Jeep JL 2020. I have a bikini blue. My wife's Jeep, but she loves when I do things to it, so that's great. So we're initially going to talk about this SMB intake. Nice, strong, sturdy plastic. Better built than I thought. I actually have aluminum in my car, or stainless, I don't know what it is, but it occurs to me that this relatively thick plastic, I don't know, it's molded, fits perfectly. Every stock adapter, including these, everything matched perfectly. So I believe that this, if I was to guess, so a thick plastic will keep the air cooler than aluminum or stainless running next to a hot engine, because this is going to be thicker than the metal. And I think the heat transfer, which I could be wrong, but I would assume that it's going to be much slower since the plastic's not going to retain the amount of heat that the metal would. Then we also have this big fancy opening which runs to the edge of the Jeep, and then you can see in there dry filter and this nice big plexiglass window that's going to protect it, and also going to let you know if it's filthy. You're going to be able to change it, etc., etc. So this is the part I want to show you too. We're going to just show you everything at once. So this, actually, let me start a little further back. All right, so coming from the right side, fuse box, battery. You go straight. The plastic cover was on top, 2 10mm bolts. You'll see it right away. This is the oil cap, which goes through that. So here is the blow-off valve. So what I did, which I did based on videos, which I don't know why I did, but I'm just waiting for the actual blow-off valve with the dual ported to atmosphere to come in. So while I was ripping it apart, I decided to do this, went to Lowe's, 3/4 plastic plug, reused the other. That has to be slid back on top. I would worry about air and etc. getting in here. But as of now, I mean, it does have a cover on it, does have the hood on it. It's not the Rubicon, so it's not open. I don't know if the Rubicon is completely ported, or the hood, I should say, for intake. But this SMB, for an amazingly expensive $300 more, does sell an adapter for this to connect to the hood so that you get direct injection from the hood, is my understanding of it, which I would love to do. But I like my color, and I don't want to spend $1,000 on a new hood getting painted. So I'm going to just start it real quick. Actually, so how you doing? I just started the Jeep. I'm going to leave the mic in the engine bay on top of the SMB air filter. Maybe it'll give you a better idea of what the sound is. It sounds like the blow-off valve and the air filter. Check that out. I'm going to run the exhaust, but I will tell you, the Jeep's pretty cold. So I'm going to put the mic, which is going to be bouncing off my paved stone driveway. I'm going to put it, I don't know, relative 6 feet on the ground. So as you can hear, 30, 45 seconds after warming up, the exhaust does quiet down, everything quiets down, the intake does not, the blow-off valve does not. So this is with the cap off, which, and by cap, by the way, just to show you real quick, I'm just referring to this. I just took it off to give it more room for a Big 3 upgrade, which I don't know if it's necessary, but I don't know if it's necessary for the Big 3 upgrade, but since I just had to troubleshoot that other issue, figured I may as well just do it. Add some 0 gauge. But yeah, hope you like the sound or hate the sound, but yeah, don't do this setup if you don't want that sound coming from your Jeep. Plus the 2.0 I think is stock 277 horsepower. I've read the Flowmaster adds 15, which is questionable to me, but that big muffler definitely is a restriction. So yeah, I want to put this video online so that you know if you want that sound or not. These two things you can do. And also, even if you don't take off the blow-off valve recirculation and plug it, you will hear the blow-off from this S&B intake, because your intake is not muted like the old one is, aggressively muted, I should say, or baffled, and then you have a much bigger filter, much bigger opening. So it breathes better, feels a little peppier. I wouldn't think, you're not going to be racing because of it, but you will hear the blow-off if you just do the intake. So if you don't want to do that, you might want to get a more restricted or more low-key intake. But I like the sound, so I just want to share with you guys. Awesome, thanks.